I'm Shadefire, and this is American Mcgees Alice, a much darker reimagining of Alice in Wonderland. Made in 2000 by Rogue Entertainment, and obviously developed by American McGee, who prefers to be called by that, I guess. The game is a third-person platformer, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Now, originally I was planning to do a blind run of it, but the original source resolution was too low, because it didn't support widescreen by default, so I decided to just re-record the first couple levels, which are as far as I got before I decided to re-record it. So we're going to start from the beginning again, on medium, because I don't know this game, and it is kind of challenging for what I've played so far.
Wake up, Dormy. It's time for the tea party. Hush, Tweetwee.
I've got one. Why is a raven like a writing desk? Oh dear, oh dear!
You must save Alice.
Wake up, Alice! Wake up!
Mom? Dad? Alice? Mom! Father?
I can't see!
Get out, Alice!
Save yourself, Alice! Get out of the house!
Poor dear. After all these years, maybe that old rabbit will bring her around.
Save us, Alice!
So we've got a neat little opening cutscene, and then Alice falls back down the rabbit hole into Wonderland.
Please don't dawdle, Alice. We're very late indeed.
There's of course the white rabbit, and we're gonna have to follow him just like Alice did in the original story. And I'm sure you can all tell who that is.
You've gone quite mangy, cat, but your grin's a comfort.
And you've picked up a bit of an attitude. Still curious
I definitely
and
like
willing to
the
learn, I hope.
Cheshire Cat's
Wonderland's become
voice
quite
actor.
strange. How is one to find her way?
As knowing where you're going is preferable to being lost, ask. Rabbit knows a thing or two, and I myself don't need a weather vane to tell which way the wind blows. Let your need guide your behavior. Suppress your instinct to lead. Pursue, rabbit.
So as you can probably guess from Alice's familiarity with the Cheshire Cat, this is less of a reimagining so much as a sequel, since this game assumes that Alice has already been to Wonderland and through the Looking Glass. And apparently that opening cutscene where her parents die in a fire
Our land is destroyed.
happens
Our spirit
after
cries.
through Looking Glass.
Reminds me of the asylum. Is there no joy here?
Slavery and happiness do not dwell in the same house.
When the path is problematical, consider a leap of faith. Ride the wind.
So, obviously, Cheshire's gonna sort of serve as a, what is his name? Kavora Gamora from Zelda, the owl who would talk to you for a ridiculously long amount of time. Cheshire's a bit more short on words than the owl, though, so that's good. So this is a tutorial level, Dementia, and jump over here.
Stir up no trouble, stranger. The Red Queen's agents are ruthless.
I'm not afraid of her or her creatures. Never was, really. You should stand up to them.
Defiance is useless. While the Queen reigns, only death can release us from this misery.
Or her death, I suppose.
Meta-essence is the life force of Wonderland. That of your enemies is especially potent. Collect what you can. Use it wisely.
So meta-essence is basically just health, which, you know, is obviously the red bar on the left. So it seems in Alice's time away from Wonderland, the Red Queen has basically taken over and enslaved all these little gnome goblin people. Which, you know, not in the original story, but can't work off such a short story for an entire game. And here we get our first weapon, the Vorpal Blade, which is a reference to the Vorpal sword used by the hero in the poem Jabberwocky.
Your knife is necessary, but not sufficient. Always collect what's useful. Reject only your ignorance, and you may survive.
So, one thing I've noticed is Alice, for someone who was just comatose a minute ago, she seems pretty,
Everyone seems completely dejected. Are things really as bad as all that?
The truth would reduce you to a blubbering baby. Are you the savior Rabbit has been telling us about all this time?
I shouldn't think so. I'm a person. And just now, I wish to get very small. About this big.
Calls for serious twisting. You'll need to go sideways, not forward. If I knew how, I'd go sideways myself.
Not twisted, small. I wish to become about this big.
The Fortress of Doors holds such secrets, but it will take more than a wish to get inside.
Doors have locks. Locks need keys, which you don't have. Let's hope the doors are open.
And if not, there may be more than one way to skin a cat, if you'll pardon the expression.
Most unpleasant metaphor. Please avoid it in future.
so like I was saying, for a girl who was just in an insane asylum and apparently completely comatose, she seems pretty cheery and coherent. But I guess since Wonderland is supposed to be in her mind... Oh, here's our first enemy. The, what are they? Club soldiers? Or I guess they're just clubs because each of these suits is a different type of enemy, I think. So these guys just have a melee attack. They run up and try to stab you with that club spear. You can either throw your knife with the right click, which gives you a ranged attack, decap there, or you can just left click for regular stabs. The knife isn't a very good weapon, obviously, since it's your default, but you never run out, and it doesn't cost you anything to use it. Though it does take a couple seconds for it to recharge after throwing it.
Rabbit told us a champion would come. Are you that champion?
Perhaps. Can you get me inside the Fortress of Doors?
Oh no, I wouldn't dare. Since the upheaval, we've all become gutless half-wits. I can barely risk crossing the road. But make your way to the mines, the deepest pit. There's one wiser and braver than myself who might help. He still lives free.
So,
every adventure requires a first step. Try to be true even here.
going to your mine, or is it mine? Oh, and that's the end of Dementia. I'll see you next time in Pandemonium.